Hello, dear children. How are you doing? I am sure you all are doing well at home. Children, I am your Smita ma'am. I welcome you all to the Standard 6 Social Studies class. Today I am going to teach you Standard 6 Social Studies Part 3 Civics. All of you open at page number 156, Chapter 1. The chapter name is India and Diversity. So let's start the chapter. What is diversity? Diversity is something that you can easily understand by taking a closer look at your own life. For instance, just look around your class. Each student is different from the others in certain ways. This difference may be seen in languages we speak, religions we follow, foods we eat, clothes we wear, etc. Moreover, different students may excel in different subjects. These differences make us unique and special. However, all of you have one thing in common. You study in the same class of the same school. This state of being different from one another and of being unique is called diversity. Diversity is a range of many people or things which are different from each other. Children, next we'll see diversity brings variety. How diversity brings variety? Can you imagine how boring it would be if there was only one species of plant or animal on earth? If all of you looked exactly the same, and every time you went shopping, every shop sold the same thing, it is because of the existence of diversity that we have so much variety in our lives. Imagine that you and your friends are celebrating a friend's birthday party by eating out. Each one of you want to have something different. So what do? You order each one's favorite dish and enjoy a variety of dishes. This is possible only when the restaurant offers diverse options. Thus, when there is diversity, we have more options to choose from. Next, we'll discuss diversity in India. Our nation is a glaring example of diversity. India's variety landscapes form a base to the variety of its culture. Historical, geographical, and climatic conditions are the major factors responsible for diversity in India. See, children, culture diversity represented by children from different regions. In India, people belonging to diverse backgrounds live together. India's diversity has always been her strength. In spite of this diversity, there is a basic unity which keeps us together. This unity is our heritage. Our heritage is very old and unique. It has evolved over thousands of years and is like a rich mosaic. Our social, cultural, economic, and political developments have added vibrant and colorful threads to this heritage. Next, we'll discuss historical conditions. Since ancient times, people from various parts of the world have come and settled in India with their own languages, customs, and religions. Aryans came from Europe to northern India and settled in the Indus Valley, and a civilization grew there. Dravidians, with their own culture and ways, of living, settled in the south, while Mongolians and Turks invaded northern and western India and settled with their own cultures, religions, customs, and languages. Goa was once occupied by the Portuguese, and its Indo European architecture is evident in its Portuguese type villas and Renaissance style churches. The English ruled India for 200 years, thereby influencing the culture of today's India. Thus, Indian culture has been influenced by people coming from outside and their cultures. People from different countries and distant lands have come and settled in our country. They adopted certain elements of our culture while retaining some elements of their own cultures and traditions as well. This intermingling of cultures shaped the lives of people in different ways. New languages, dance forms, schools of music and painting, and cuisines and religions emerged. Different cultures thus influenced one another and brought about diversity. Next, geographical and climatic conditions. Our country has incredible physical diversity. You must have studied in your geography lesson about India being one close knit unit from the Himalayas in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. The northern mountain ranges, the first northern plains, the Deccan Plateau and Thar Desert, and the coastal plains are the diverse elements of the physical features of India. There are several hills, mountains, sea coasts, deserts, plateaus, rivers, lakes, and plains spread across the country. Lifestyle in the sea coast is quite different from living in mountainous region in northern India. Similarly, life in the plain grasslands in river valleys is quite different in terms of their way of living, etc. The high Himalayas, which border the country to the north, have been home to sages, hermits, and other spiritual seekers. Since time immemorial, many of India's great rivers originated in the Himalayas, the largest of them being the scarce Ganges. The Himalayas embrace 6 locations in the north and the northeast: Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. Children, turn the page. In the northeast, the state of Meghalaya is a land of rain, waterfalls, gorges, and caves. It is among the places with highest rainfall in the world. In the northwestern part of India lies the Thar Desert in the state of Rajasthan. The Rajput warrior kings who ruled here built fortified cities of predominantly yellow and pink sandstone. Between Kashmir and Rajasthan lies Punjab, which is one of the most affluent states of the country. Due to its fertile land, agriculture is the mainstay of the economy here. In the east lies West Bengal, which houses part of the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest in the world and home to the famous Royal Bengal tiger. The peninsular south, which has a predominantly tropical climate, has thick forests and rolling hills in the center and lush plains and sandy beaches closer to the coasts. Goa, situated to the north of Kerala and northwest of Karnataka, is known for its beaches. Our mountains are the source of our rivers, which provide water. Our plains produce majority of food crops for the nation. The coastal areas provide fish. The peninsular plateau is a storehouse of essential minerals. No part of our country can flourish without the help and cooperation of the other parts. Our need for food, fuel, forest, resources, and water makes us interdependent on each other. Okay, students, the rest part of this chapter we will discuss in my next video. Till then, thank you.